Today's video, we're going to focus in on us getting really close now. We are at 19 days left. And I remember when we were at 70 and I was kind of cruising along, like, hey, we'll pack a box here. We will get a few things squared away. But as we get really close and close, you can start to, it's almost like a fire, you get a little closer, you can start to feel the heat. And we're starting to think about, hey, we still don't have a place to be at. I don't still have a job yet. We don't know where to have our mail sent because we won't have a location. And so as we're getting closer and closer, you start to feel, we're starting to get real tired because, we have our everyday responsibilities and then we're throwing in all this other things on top of it. So, throwing stuff away, packing stuff, selling stuff, calling for this. And it just begins to get a little taxing. So, my wife and I and our family at the end of the day, we're just getting really tired. Like, why are we so tired? Oh yeah, that's right. We have our normal jobs and then we're adding all this other stuff onto it. So it's getting real crazy. It's getting, your mind starts to race a lot more. 70 days ago, you're thinking, let's go watch some TV. Now it's like, hey, do we have this? Do we have this box packed away? Do we have this reservation squared away for carpet cleaning? When does the U-Pack come to take our stuff away? So your mind starts to definitely, I'm getting good sleep, but you wake up and your mind's already thinking about, your to-do list. And it's really tough to get through the day and not have a million thoughts, on top of every other thought that you have just normally. So I really appreciate all the encouraging comments that I'm reading, all of you that are just saying, hey, stick with this, give it up to God, trust in Him, stay the course. And it's, each day we're just learning to take it as each day. It's kind of funny. We had all of this shelving in our garage and it's like, what do we do with it? We're not taking it with us. And I just loaded it all into my car. And, I don't want to overwhelm dumpsters or trash cans. So every day I just take one out and put it into the dumpster, just one at a time. So I'm not overwhelming it. Nobody comes out and goes, hey, what's going on? What's all this trash doing here? Just one every day until it's all gone. And that's kind of how we're taking and approaching us moving is one thing a day, get a win here, reserve this, call for this. So that way you're making progress, but you're not overwhelming yourself and, doing 50 of those things in one day. And so that's what I feel good about. It's like, hey, one more piece of trash that I'm throwing away, one less thing in my car. And, as you get closer to moving date, hopefully it's all gone. Like, it magically, because you took one bite of that hamburger, eventually it's going to all be gone. So, and then one other overriding, not emotion, but just thought is, again, going back to, you're looking at the calendar going, why aren't people calling me about a job yet? You start to feel inadequate. Like, do they not just want me? Is it so filled up with other better people? And again, the sports analogy, when teams find out that a player is going to be available, I read in the paper or the online that 6 teams are interested in this one player. And not that I'm some wonderful person, but, I watch the news going, really? 6 teams want that person? They're not the most wonderful person in the world. They're not this superstar. And so I know teaching is not like professional sports, but you almost feel like, an example, I've been on eBay before. Not that I'm doing this now because we're trying to get rid of stuff, but I've been on eBay before where you're wanting to buy something and you're like, I don't know if I'm wanting to pull the trigger on that yet. And then the next day you find out it's gone. And you're like, oh man, I feel really upset that I didn't pull the trigger and snatch that up when I could. And I almost feel like, hey, shouldn't employers be doing that same thing, looking at candidates going, hey, why did we wait so long to snatch this guy up? And why did we let him go to somewhere else? And that's kind of how I feel it should be right now. Like, not that I'm Mr. Wonderful, but I'm like, hey, won't you feel upset if you don't snatch me up and somebody else gets me? But again, I'm not calling the shots. God calls the shots. So I've been learning to take each day as I open up my email and go, okay, no responses from this place, no responses from this place. It's really hard not to be discouraged, but you just move on and go, maybe today is not the day God wanted me to get a response. Or I don't know, sometimes you just want to get something, you just want to win. You just want to, I don't know, you just want something to tug at you going, there's a possibility. And then when I open up my email and there's Zippo crickets, you start to go, okay, and you're looking at the calendar getting closer and closer, and you're like, what's going on here? But the good news is God's in control. He knows what's going on, and I have to just learn to take the back seat. That song, Carrie Underwood, Jesus Take the Wheel? I have to stop saying, can I drive? Oh, sorry, that's right. Let me take the back seat, And I have to be careful of that. You guys have been in a car before where you're like, why are you going so fast? Wait, you're supposed to make a left here. No. And then God's just saying, I'm driving, let me take care of this. So I have to learn that and be patient. So thank you guys so much for watching, subscribing, liking, commenting. I've really been encouraged by your comments, and I just appreciate all of them. Thank you guys so much. I will see you in my next video.